Where's everyone else? No one's here. Hey Paul, by the way,
Yeah.
I have my MetaTrader 4 now for my Forex funds.
Oh, nice. You got the account. Which
Yeah,
one?
yeah. Got the evaluation one, the 100K one. Because the
Okay.
thing is, with FTM, I'm basically trying to stack up 400K, but I don't want to trade it until like Feb. It's too,
Mm-hmm.
because of the leverage, it's just a bit too risky, man.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. So you don't want to
Yeah,
mess it
yeah.
up trying to force stuff.
Yeah. But my Forex funds, like, there are literally no restrictions. The leverage is amazing as well. Man, just one thing I don't like though, the way these candles are kind of like printing on the MetaTrader 4 compared to like, I want to compare this with like the MetaTrader 5. Like the
Mm-hmm.
MetaTrader 5 is so more, like way more smooth.
Yeah, I mean overall, it's a better software.
Yeah, way better,
But
honestly.
yeah, some people just don't offer it yet.
Yeah, because I'm literally just comparing my MetaTrader 5 as well as the MetaTrader 4 right now. The way the candles are fluctuating as well. Like the MetaTrader 4, the candles are like kind of like glitching a little bit, if that makes sense.
Oh
Like
yeah?
it's not smooth, yeah. Whereas on the MetaTrader 5 is really smooth. If it goes up and comes down, it's like really smooth.
That's interesting. Yeah, I haven't used MetaTrader 5 in a while. I've only used it on demo because I've never really
Okay.
had any need to use it. Um, so I'm used to the MetaTrader 4.
Okay.
I don't know if I would notice the difference, but is it
Yeah.
super glitchy?
Compared to the MetaTrader 5 at the moment, because I've got both
No.
running on my screen, yeah, it's a little bit more glitchy. I think it might just be because of CPI. I think that might be the reason, honestly. It
I
could
think
be.
it
It
is
honestly could
because
be.
it starts doing that around now.
Yeah, because another like 27 minutes we got CPI news coming in basically.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Everything looks good. Amazing stuff. Magic keys. I've set that up as well with the new MetaTrader 4. So there we go. Okay, cool. Is everyone in here, by the way? I don't really see anyone in here. Let's start our analysis though. Let's quickly look at the weekly now. Let's mark the top side of the weekly first and see again what the weekly stand at this point now. Because honestly, what I'm thinking with CPI, again, like, drive will be driven by the fundamental factors, obviously. But once, let's say, like, price does start to exhaust, it will be your technical factors in play. So we really have to see what we can do on gold today. Honestly, if we get a lot of volume kicking in due to CPI, I think we can come down to start breaking all of these lows in my opinion, honestly. So now looking at the areas, right? Usually price comes down to this area. This is kind of like our range. Look at the daily candle at this point. So look on the weekly now, we're basically just starting to reject at this point, right? Look at your weekly candle. Look at the previous weekly candle. The lows are all the way down there. So now what we have to figure out, are we actually forming a bottom wick at this point now on the weekly time frame, or are we actually going to, just start dropping down from here? So looking to the left, this usually becomes our rejection area, and now at the moment we are above this area as well. This is such a crucial area for us, which is pretty much about 1771, right? Usually price comes down to this level, and then from there you see a really nice pullback all the way up to the highs, and then from there price usually goes up. That's what it seems like price does. So now I really want to figure out, are we going to start rejecting from here to start pushing up, or are we going to start basically pushing down? And this is pretty much just a pullback. I think we were exactly at this area yesterday as well, were we not? If I remember correctly. So yeah, we were literally down here yesterday as well. I do remember. And then from there, the buys played out really nicely. So again, look at the way the previous candle did close, though it did close quite bearish. We're kind of like closing below this support area at this point as well. And now the current daily candle has broken the lows of the previous candle as well. So technically what we can be doing now is potentially just having some sort of a pullback to start pushing down. So one thing we do want to keep in our mind though, if we do start to obviously trade above 17.75, at that point I can see the daily highs being hit as well. because how much has the daily candle moved altogether? It's only moved about 94 pips, so we can most definitely see about 100 pips with CPI. So one zone I'll keep in my mind will be 1775 for sure. This area has been holding literally like the whole week. Even previously, I think previous week as well, I remember 75 was holding as a support. You remember, Paul, right? 75 area is really crucial. You guys can see as well. Looking at the structure at the moment, the most current structure, we are forming lower lows and lower highs. So at this point now, this becomes our resistance area. So again, same thing, right? 75 area is pretty much our resistance area, our current resistance area. But if we do start to clear this now and start forming some sort of support above this area, and again, I would not like to execute any sort of positions before CPI. I would like to first see what CPI does and potentially get in. This is not NFP, so there will be no sell stops or buy stops. It will be one of those market execution sort of trades today. So I really do want to see, I think two things can happen, right? At the moment, what's happened is we've also violated the structural laws over here on the 4 hour. So we do have a lot of liquidity at this point now. Either I'm going to expect this candle here now, this current 4 hour candle, to kind of like turn into some sort of fake out candle and just start pushing all the way to the top side, starting to kind of like engulf the whole structure to the left, right? Realistically, we can push up to the next resistance area and even all the way up to the highs, in my opinion, the weekly highs, which is at 1793. Because of CPI, we can really do that. CPI does give you those massive moves either to the top side or the downside. Again, look at this. Really massive push to the downside, and then you were in this consolidation for a little bit, which is expected, right? This is December. You're not really gonna get a lot of volatility in the market, so when you get something like this, such a volatile move, you'll start to consolidate for a little bit. So at this point now, again, what I'm trying to see is this current candle now, is it going up to potentially do a retest and then from there start to push down? Or are we going to potentially, this whole move to the downside was the liquidity move to actually start now, you know, giving us the actual move, which is going to be the top to the top side. Looking at your daily candle as well, it has broken the lows of the previous candle. We're starting to reject from this same area, man. This is such a strong area, honestly. This is a support area on the daily candle, on the daily time frame. So I really do want to see how price reacts, honestly, because if we do start trading above 1775, I think first target will be obviously the daily highs, right? And from daily highs we can start to drop. You got a lot of orders above daily highs. You have a lot of sell stops as well, so that could be something. From sells can start to play out from daily highs. Otherwise, if you start breaking above daily highs and you see more buy orders being executed, then we can see a really nice push up at least to the resistance level, that's for sure as well. So at the moment we are at basically the mid-range as well. So as long as I think if we stay below 1775, then technically this becomes your pullback, right? To potentially start pushing down because you are forming lower lows and lower highs. But again, looking at the liquidity, you need to always look where the liquidity is. Guys, look at the structure lows. These are the structure lows. This is now when you are grabbing a lot of liquidity, right? When you're basically violating these structure lows over here, a lot of buyers are getting stopped out. You guys gotta understand. This was a really massive push to the top side over here, and then look at this became a whole fake up move and massive break to the downside, grabbing some liquidity, stopping out a lot of buyers. At this point, a lot of buyers again started to execute orders, but now there was just not enough volatility in the market, because after this, market started to exhaust a little bit. So today we really have to see what we can execute on. Let's look at the 4 hour again. We are tapping into this resistance area now, and usually from this area, looking to the left as well, do we start any sort of massive moves to the top side from this area? So we do have this range from 75. If we start turning this area here into some sort of support, we do see a really nice clean move up to 84. That could be it. Otherwise, honestly, it becomes a little bit tricky. I think a really strong confirmation for buys will be above these structure highs, in my opinion. I'll definitely keep these structure highs marked, that's for sure. Above 1779, I think above that, it will be a really strong confirmation for buys. Because potentially what can be happening is, again, really massive push to the downside. This can just be some correction, right? Either that, or we have just grabbed some liquidity now, violating all of these structure lows to potentially start pushing up. Either you want to see this 4 hour starting to engulf everything to the left, and then at that point, you know, okay, cool, buyers are going to work out really nicely, because at that point, I can even see the weekly highs being achieved today. I can really see that happening. Just quickly refresh this, man. But again, we'll have to wait for CPI. We'll have to see what the numbers are, and then after that I think I'll be waiting for at least like 5 minutes, just let it exhaust a little bit, the volatility that's going to kick in straight away. I'll let it like settle down a little bit, and then I think it's not the first 5 minutes that gives you the actual move anyway. Usually it's the next 15 minutes when price does settle down a little bit. You know, markets, they start to basically take the news in, and then at that point you start to see really nice moves. And usually the first 5 minutes are just for, you know, liquidity sakes, and, you know, wicks are being created, so you want to be extra careful as well. But again, looking at the daily time frame now, it's made a new low, and you guys gotta understand it's also making a low on the weekly time frame as well, right? That's the thing. And at this point now, we are tapping into this area, and we're still failing to break below this area. So now, obviously, in order for us to actually break below this area, we need something, right? We need some sort of volatility to kick in. So that's exactly what I'm thinking. For me, sells either below these lows. I'll also check this on the structure as well. Honestly, I would like to see sells below these lows. Honestly, above, I'm just looking for buyers. You can also see sells playing out from 79, but I'm a big fan of buyers now. I'll be completely honest. I'm a really big fan of buyers. See, again, look at the way this 4 hour is just starting to print. I'm telling you, this is just going to turn into that classic fake out candle. If it doesn't start to reject from here and we start forming some sort of support above this 4 hour is going to turn into that classic fake out candle. Literally, haven't broken the lows of the previous candle, and now it just engulfs the whole structure, and then literally just becomes a rocket ship of a candle. I think that's kind of what this candle is loading up to do. It's kind of like trying to turn into a rocket ship candle. But again, let's be logical. Where do we want to catch buyers from? So at the moment, this is kind of like our intraday range, and we are at the mid range at the moment. And look, lows have been broken of the previous candle as well. But looking at the bigger picture, look at your weekly candle. Look at the previous weekly candle, closed really undecisive. A massive rejection from the downside. So this one basically had to form some sort of a deeper bottom wick, right? Some sort of sustainable bottom wick. So that's kind of what we are doing now. We're tapping into these lows, and from here you can see a lot of buying momentum does kick in. We still haven't started to trade below this area either, so we're technically are still rejecting this area. So now the mid-range becomes our next area of interest. So now this mid-range should either hold as a resistance level or a support level. If this does start turning into some sort of support, then we can see something like this playing out. Massive rejection. Look at this, price starts to reject all the way to the top side. And yeah, I think 1780 should be like the first target anyway. 1779 to 80, which is the daily highs. And then after that, again, this is CPI. If it does go to plan, if everything does go to plan, then you're gonna see a really nice move, kind of like breaking out of 80 as well. So this is the mid range. Is quite important. We need to see how price reacts around here. Again, tapping into this support / resistance area now on the 4 hour. And so if we do hold this and start to trade below this and start coming down now, then again, at that point you're gonna start seeing sells play out. But until then, I'm a big fan of buyers, in my opinion. As long as we're above 71, I think I'm a big fan of buyers. This will turn into the classic fake out candle on the 4 hour time frame. Let's look at the hourly as well. Yeah, look how many attempts there were actually to break down as well. And it's literally the same area again, forming a support here, straight back up. Didn't see a retest and push down, so potentially now we're coming for that correction as well. Because look, correction is also needed in the markets at the moment. There is some sort of imbalance going on, so we've been pushing down, literally forming lower lows and lower highs for like 200 pips. So even like 50% correction will be like 100 pips. That's the best thing about it. I can really see us coming up to at least 87 if we start breaking above these structures over here. But looking at the hourly now, usually when we do come to this level, look at this. Again, same thing, same sort of structure here being formed. And actually, we have a double bottom being formed here. Look at that. First rejection came up. This area here usually becomes into that pullback area, turns into the pullback area. So we're going to mark this because this is the most sort of like, you know, similar sort of structure we have. So look, price was coming down. From here, we started to reject, came up, turned this area here into some sort of resistance, came all the way back down. And then after that, Again, second retest, came up, again turned this area into some sort of resistance. But as soon as we turned this area here into some sort of support, we saw a really nice push to the top side. Really nice push to the top side. So honestly, I can see really nice setup playing out above 79. Really nice setup playing out, because look at this candle. I think we can really imitate this candle here as well, this bullish candle with CPI. You guys see this bullish candle? I think this can we can kind of imitate this with CPI. And look at the way it's loading up as well. We should start seeing some sort of corrections now. Hopefully, if we can see a nice push up now and start to correct with CPI, we could take it up. I can really see that happening, because look at your weekly as well. Look at everything starting to reject once again. The weekly is rejecting. Pretty much weekly was forming that bottom wick, because the upper wick was formed first, and now the bottom wick was being formed, is rejecting the lows. Look, if we wanted to push down, it would start trading below 1771. So now if we do start trading above 75, which is a key area, at that point we're going up. Honestly, 75 has been a key area recently, in my opinion. So if we stay above 75, we're going up. 75 has been a big player when it comes to like key areas recently that I've been noticing. Again, look at the structure. We're about to violate the highs of the previous candle as well. As soon as you start to violate these highs, this is technically becoming a faker. And then the next logical thing is obviously the structure highs being broken. So look, when we start to break the structure highs now, we can't take a position just yet. I can't take a position just yet. I'm not talking for anyone else, because my session has not started yet. I still have 13 minutes left. So now let's say, just in case, before CPI, if it starts to break above this, look at this, it's just starting to push up. It's turning into that classic fake out candle now. Honestly, what I would be waiting for is, honestly, I would be looking to, so let's say if we're trading around this level first, if CPI does open, I'll be waiting for that volatile push to the downside first, and then massive rejections to the top side to start executing on a buy position. I'm thinking I'm quite bullish on gold, honestly, quite bullish on gold. If we start chilling above 77 area, start turning this into support, start breaking above these structure highs, I can really see us pushing up. It's looking really good. Look at this candle starting to engulf everything to the left. We've seen this play out a million times. This literally classic fake out sort of move. Price comes down, breaks below structure lows, grabs liquidity, and then the previous structure gets engulfed, and then it becomes a classic fake out. I think something like this played out yesterday as well, right? So yeah, this can be a really nice move. I can see that playing out for sure. You talk too fast. Hey, what's happening everyone on the YouTube live chat? Someone said you talk too fast. I talk too fast? I mean, we're trading a 1 minute chart, so I kind of have to talk fast, because it's like literally you're getting new information every second. So if I was to talk like this, you guys will get information after a day. So yeah, let me just talk fast. But look at this candle, just literally broke out of this consolidation at this point as well, and just starting to look at this beast of a candle, man. Beast of a candle. This is literally before CPI as well. So imagine with CPI approaching, this is literally just before CPI. Look at this, now it's starting to break the highs of the previous 4 hour candle as well. Amazing stuff. I think we kind of like started to say this was going to happen around 1 o'clock, right? So look at this. Literally, this is when I started to say something like this was going to happen, and it's pushed up about 60 pips now. So this is great for us as well. The more it pushes up before our session opens, the better, because at that point it's going to start to pull back as well. It's going to start correcting as well. And if it does start to correct, that's amazing, because we can then obviously catch gold from down here somewhere. Yeah, I think this will be a good place to catch gold from, around 73. Anywhere down here could be a nice buy zone, in my opinion. This resistance level that we have, if we can start coming here, start some sort of like bullish candles, if they start to print like from down here, I think that would be a good buy zone. But again, CPI is going to be really volatile, so I won't be expecting any sort of crazy pullbacks. It will be really quick execution. So let's see how it plays out. But now look at this point now, you have broken the highs of the previous 4 hour candle at this point as well. Have we broken them, or have we just retested them? I would say you have slightly going above the highest, but let's just say retest for now, because he's only pushed up about 1 pip. So now let's see if this area here holds as a support area, 75 area. If there is a lot of momentum to the top side, this support here should start holding. Otherwise, you're going to start seeing the deeper retest now, start seeing this pullback at this point now, start to play out. But you shouldn't be breaking below these structural lows over here though. These structural lows at 71 should be respected. And yeah, honestly, look at this again. This is where the momentum kicks in to the top side. Usually this is when you see a nice push up to. Again, let's look at the areas for sales as well. Want to be fluid in the markets. So usually do get a bounce up from here to the top side, form the double bottom here as well. I think safe bet for sales will be to execute sales from top side. I think that would be the safe bet, because it will become a bit tricky for me to actually execute on a sell position from down here because of these structure lows here. You've seen a double bottom being formed down here as well. So it's actually a strong holding zone for buyers. So I want to be super careful down here. So either I would want to see this being broken with a lot of volatility, a lot of momentum, and then could potentially take an impulsive entry, because again, not going to expect a lot of pullbacks, and then you can expect something like this to play out. So I think sells below this area makes a lot of sense. Until then, it's just buys in my opinion. Because again, I'm just looking to capitalize on a 1-to-1 position, not looking to capitalize on every single pip. So it just gives me a lot more space to breathe that way. If I was looking to capitalize on every single pip, then I'll be looking to, catch on sells and buys straight away. I'm not looking for that. Really not looking for that. So yeah, this area here, keep that in our mind. Okay, look at this now. We're coming back to potentially our buy zone. This is kind of our buy zone. So massive rejection from the top side now. We have formed the highs at this point now. So let's see how price reacts around this level as well. Let's really see how it reacts around this level. Either it's going to start pushing up from here now, or we're going to start coming back down to 71. And if we can start turning 71 into some sort of resistance, at that point you can see a push to the downside. Look at the volatility in the market though, crazy. So let's see, from here you can potentially see some momentum kick in up to the top side. If it wants to push up, this can be the zone where you can see buyers playing out from. This can technically just be your correction now, because of such a massive push to the top side. Did expect this pullback from this level here, which was expected as well. Retested the 4-hour highs, haven't violated the 4-hour highs either. So let's just see how it plays out. From here, I think we can see massive momentum kick into the top side as well, if we do want this 4-hour to start pushing up. But if it starts trading below this, then I can see the 4-hour starting to flip as well. But this area here should really hold. We should start seeing a lot of momentum kick into the top side, like one massive bullish momentum candle now, starting to engulf everything to the left from this level. Can really see that playing out, honestly. Look at your daily candle at this point as well. Again, this becomes your rejection, and then this technically becomes your pullback after forming the new highs. Structure lows are actually all the way down there. You guys can understand, where did this massive move start from? It started from all the way down here. So until you start breaking below this whole move to the top side is basically still valid. So in order for this to become invalid, it needs to start breaking below the structure lows, and then potentially from there you can say, okay, this whole move has become invalid now. It's not valid anymore, and you're not really waiting for pullbacks anymore. Okay, look, the structure highs have still not been violated. Again, as I said, if we start breaking above these, start turning 75 into some sort of support, then you can see buyers playing out. So now either this is your pullback, or this is that rejection from the resistance area, which was also expected, right? So let's just see what happens. Honestly, we've got CPI coming in another 4 minutes. we're starting to reject off of this resistance level now. So now again, 71 is the next zone we're approaching at this point now. Look, if we start, honestly, we start trading below 71 and you see a nice open, might see some sort of a push above all the way up to 73. But I'll be completely honest though, with CPI, we start trading above 74, 73, I'm going to look for a buy position. This will be a crucial area just here. This area here will be crucial. I want to see how price reacts around this level with CPI. If we start chilling above this, then I'm taking a buy position. Kind of like this will become my destination now, this wick fill, and then after that, obviously you got the resistance level and whatnot. But by then, our 1-to-1s will be hit anyway, so no biggie. Look at this, we're still holding this level at the moment, still above this level. From here you can really see a lot of momentum kick into the top side. Maybe one massive candle just like engulfs everything to the left, because look, price is actually struggling to break below this now. Look at this again, literally haven't closed below. Until you start to close below, retest and start breaking the lows, it's literally just coming back up. So simple. Look here at 30-minute as well. Haven't broken the lows on the 30-minute candle either. We haven't done that either. And from here, we're still respecting our buy zone basically. This is kind of what our buy zone is. If you see like buy signal here, it's a really high confirmation trade in my opinion for buyers. So another 3 minutes left for CPI. Let's just get our magic keys ready. Okay, cool. Okay guys, CPI dropping in another 2 minutes. Make sure you guys do drop a like on the YouTube live stream if you haven't. If you didn't know, it gives you extra bit of luck. Trust me, it's a proven fact. My sources are bro science. Okay, cool. Again, look, we're starting to trade above this area now. This area here is really crucial. You got first bit of a rejection from here. So price has no business breaking above this. Either you should start seeing some sort of double top being formed here. You start breaking above this, we're coming all the way to the top side. I'm going to keep this area here in my mind for a bottom wick. Now let's see, bottom wick's got to be formed as well with CPI. Let's just see what happens, man. Let's just see what happens, honestly. But I don't want to execute on a position before CPI though. Really easily can get wicked out. And at the moment, I don't know what the actual move is. Even though, because you're right, this is the area where you want to see your confirmation. So at the moment, I don't have my confirmations. I'll just be predicting. But honestly, we start trading above this. I think we should be good to go up. But again, fundamentals are in play. First, I'm going to let the price settle down a little bit, and then after that, execute on a position. This area here should start breaking. As soon as we start breaking above this, I think we can see explosive push to the top side. Either going to form a double top here now, or we start breaking above this. This candle here is going to start engulfing everything to the left. Again, look at this pullback zone still being respected so far. So far, so good. Okay, cool. We got another 10 seconds left for CPI. It better not be like NFP. NFP didn't do anything. So guys, we can expect something today. That's for sure. There we go. This is CPI. It's pushing up at this point now. Pushing up. Really nice push to the top side. Look, if we start respecting this level here, which is our 75, I'm looking to take this bad boy up. Honestly, I'm not expecting a bottom wick either. Look, still holding above, still holding above, still holding above. I might be looking to take a position here. Let's see how it reacts around the structure. Okay, cool. It has formed the upper wick now, breaking above the structure highs, which are your 4-hour highs. A really strong rejection area at the moment. So again, let's see how price reacts around this level. It might just form a bottom wick and then from there start to push up. So let's just see how it reacts around this level. Let's look at the 30-minute candle as well. Has the upper wick, but it hasn't got the bottom wick. But again, we're going to let it settle down a little bit and let's just see how it reacts around this level. Because look at this. At this point, you're starting to form a double top as well on the 30 minutes time frame. Really simple, right? And we have this keys on here. Now look, you have the bottom wick. So really see how price reacts at this point now. Are we going to see a massive engulfing bullish candle, or are we going to start breaking the lows at this point now? I'm looking to see a bottom wick. You have a bottom wick on the minute candle. Let's see what the next candle does. Double top being formed up here. Still rejecting from the 4-hour zone. Haven't broken the highs. Previous candle had a massive rejection as well from the top side. And let's see what this one does at this point now, honestly. 75 still holding at the moment. We are chilling below 75. There we go, starting to push up to 75. I'm going to just mark this on my MetaTrader 4 as well. Again, just waiting now, waiting. Hopefully another 4 minutes is going to start to settle down a little bit. Stepping into 75 though. From there, we're seeing some rejections. 76.10. CPI results were better than expected. Nice. Didn't get to see. Was focusing. Let's see. Okay, there you go. 0.8. Lovely. Technically, there we go, coming back up to 76 now, going back up to retest the highs on the 4-hour time frame. Still making higher highs and higher lows at this point now. Let's see how this candle closes, because I think buyers can really start working out as well. If we start chilling above 76.10 at this point now, buyers can play out. Well, let's just see how this current candle closes on the minute time frame. Again, going up to retest the 4-hour highs. We still haven't violated them, forming a double top up here, which is a really strong confirmation, which says that a lot of sellers are staying up here. But again, this key area here, 75 being turned into some sort of support, is giving me a lot of confidence that these buyers can play out. Let's just see how the next candle opens, because now this is it. See the momentum starting to kick into the top side once again, and this might just be it now. Let's see how the next candle opens. Honestly, if it starts pushing up again, I'm going to take a position here on this minute candle. Let's go. Push up again. I'm in this. And yeah, I'm in this, guys. I'm in this. I'm aiming for the 1-to-1 target at 1-to-1. Wait, hold on a second. First, wait, let me execute. Whoa. What's happening with this bad boy? Okay. I'm in this trade at this point now. I'm going to close 70% at 1-to-1. 16 pips up at this point now, 24 pips up, and my 1-to-1's coming up. Stop loss at entry. Stop loss at entry at this point, guys. And stop loss is at entry at this point, guys. The 1-to-1 is really close. There we go. 1-to-1 has been hit, and that's a winning trade right there. Stop loss at entry at this point now. Stop loss is at entry at this point as well, and the 1-to-1 has been hit for me. More than 30 pips up at this point, guys. There we go. 36 pips up. 36 pips up. 36 pips up. As I said, we start holding above 75. We're going to see a really nice push to the top side. Let's just see how it plays out, honestly. Now look, I had a really tiny stop loss as well, below the current lows actually, the current candle lows. At this point, I'm just going to let it play out. Let's see what it does. But 40 pips up at this point now. 40 pips up. Really nice push to the top side. Really nice push actually. There we go. This should be a rocket ship of a candle now. Again, let's look at the zone. As I said, this will become your classic fake out candle. Look at the 4 hours. See, it turned into the classic fake out candle. I did tell you guys about this. Again, look, this area here can start turning into some sort of pullback area now. But if we start pushing up from here, man, we're going up. We're going up. We come back and start turning this into some sort of support. We're going to start breaking above these highs. At that point, 93 can be hit. 93 can be achievable. Also, the sells can play out. So, again, I'm being really fluid. Even the sells can play out. I can even see the sells playing out from here as well. If you start rejecting, see a massive rejection, this 4 hour just starts to now drop down. You can even see sells playing out because the results were better than expected. I've closed a little bit more profits up there because I only did get to secure about 70%, which is, yeah, not a lot. So again, look, price is starting to come down at this point now. Let's just look at the levels. Look at the levels. Still above the resistance level, tapped into this next key zone, and then from there you're starting to see some sort of a retracement, which is technically a pullback, right? So now, as long as we stay above 77, I think we should be good to go up. But this was your CPI move so far. I've secured most of the profits now. Let's just see what happens. Let me see if I've got a chance to secure at least 1% on this trade. If I just go on my MetaTrader 4. Yeah, not bad. I'll go to secure some. I'm gonna let the rest run now. So I got about 7. Okay, gonna put the TP just up here at 100 pips. I'm gonna put the TP basically at 100 pips. And that's the TP right there. Cool. Again, guys, let's see if we can. Again, look, if the souls start to play ISO, that could be the actual move. Because look, at the moment it's just struggling to push up. It's trying to turn this area here into some sort of support. So you would want to see these all-time highs being violated now. I think as soon as we start to violate these, at that point you're going to start seeing a really explosive push to the top side as well. I think right now price is trying to settle down a little bit and trying to figure out what it wants to do. So this was the first move up with the CPI that we actually did capitalize on. And now if we start breaking above this, that's going to be the second leg up now. And potentially can see 100 pips to the top side, because I can really see 93 being hit. Let's just measure 93 all the way from down here up here is really easily 100 pips. So now I think this is price trying to figure out if it wants to start pushing down from here or start pushing up. But now as soon as we start breaking above 92.63, you're going to see a really nice push to the top side. My TP is literally chilling at 100 pips. I want to secure everything at 100 pips and call it a day. I don't want to be too greedy, but we can honestly see that. Can really see that being hit today. Look, again, starting to see some sort of rejections from this level up here, which is 1782.63. As I said, can see souls playing out from here as well. So you want to see these highs being broken out. There's more probability to the top side. Should give you more confidence to hold this position. At this point for me is a risk-free position. I've secured most of the profits. I've just got a little bit of a tiny runner running. This is a 100k account as well. This is not the 200k account. So let's see what happens. Honestly, it's sitting at about 35 pips profits at the moment. Price is trying to turn this area here into some sort of support, you guys can see, right? So as soon as it starts breaking above these highs now, I think we're going to start turning 81 into some sort of support. And we start turning 81 into some sort of support, which is a resistance level over here, as you guys can see. This level here, 81, we need to start turning this into some sort of support. As you guys can see, we're seeing rejections from here, right? So you want to see this current candle start to break above, start turning this into some sort of support. At that point, we can see a really nice push to the top side. Really nice push to the top side. I'm going to see if the opportunity shows up. I might be looking to execute on one more position. But let's see if the opportunity shows up. It's all about the opportunity. Guys in the YouTube chat, did you guys capitalize on this? Everyone in the Zoom as well, did you guys get a chance to take this? Honestly, it was so simple. This one is just break of structure. The four other highs being broken again. This was just the trade, man. Because it kept on coming back to this zone. This was expected. And now, again, you can see sales playing as well. If it starts to reject really heavily. But for me, it'll have to start trading below 75 and start turning 75 into some sort of resistance for the sales to play out. Again, you got another 6 minutes left as well for the new 15-minute open. With that, we can expect some more momentum to kick in. The new 15-minute open can give you some more momentum. Let's see if this runner survives though. Right now, my stop loss is literally down here. If the runner gets stopped out, I might be looking to take another position, but I'll be waiting for this pullback first. Look, again, you're forming a double top up here now. The results were better than expected as well. Can see sales playing out in my opinion, to be honest. Either this is just a pullback or we're going to see sales playing out. It's so simple. Anyway, the buys are done now. There we go. The runner has been stopped at this point now. Winning trade for me, guys. Let's see if we can capitalize on another position though. I'm going to take on my trading MetaTrader 4 for now. Let's just focus on trading view. Again, look at the daily. Is this mid-range over here? Got watch out for this mid-range over here. That's a crucial sort of area at this point now. Look at your 30-minute candle as well. It doesn't have a bottom wick either, so it becomes a bit tricky now. It has violated these structure highs. So again, what I'm thinking is, is this a liquidity move to actually give us the actual move, which is to the downside? That's what I'm thinking. Let's see if we can start seeing some sort of formation of rejections from up here, some sort of resistance forming, start turning this area into some sort of resistance. Then you can kind of like capitalize on a position at least down to the support area. Let's just see. I'm asking this question now as well. Structure is being violated. Is this the liquidity move? Are we going to see the actual move now, or is this just some sort of a pullback to start pushing back up now? My runner has been stopped out though. Look at the data, sells all day long. I know, I've looked at the data, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to capitalize on a buy position either. Buy position, I did capitalize on it. It worked out lovely. Maybe sells can play out, but maybe sells just are not going to play out now. They might play out later on during NYSE. So why should I just, you know, marry the idea of looking for sells when I can capitalize on a buy position, which I just did now. Let's just see. Again, look at that. If you are just looking for sells, buyers are playing out once again. The same buy position we took from up here should be playing out really nicely. Honestly, as soon as we start breaking above this and start turning 81 into some sort of support, we're going to see explosive push to the top side. Another buy position maybe up here somewhere. Right now I'm still chilling because again, because of the fundamental factors, I want to be extra careful looking for another buy position. I'm not telling you to sell. No. I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it as that. I'm not taking it as that. I know what you're saying. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Okay, cool. Again, a lot of selling momentum up here now. A lot of selling momentum did drive price down to this next level, which is now being turned into some sort of support. This is kind of like becoming our range now. Let's just see how price plays around this range. It's kind of like becoming our consolidation box, basically. Let's just put a rectangle here, top side of the range, bottom side of the range. This is technically becoming our range now. If we start breaking below this, start seeing some sort of rejections from 77 and see a lot of momentum to the downside, I can see sales playing out as well. Again, being fluid in the market, but in order for sales to play out, we need some structure. So this is kind of like giving us some sort of structure, right? So if it breaks above this and you see area being turned into some sort of support, you can see more buyers playing out as well. So let's just wait and see. I think because actual move needs to come, man. We need to see the actual move. Maybe in the next 3 minutes with the new 15-minute open, we can see something. Let's just wait. Ended up trading GU, did really well on it. Amazing. We just caught a buy position here now. Waiting to see if the sells can play out as well. Because of the fundamental factors, I can kind of like, I'm waiting to see if the sells play out. Because if they do play out and we see gold start to sink, man, I don't know. We can really start dropping. Really start dropping. That's if it does happen, right? That's if it does happen, because we've tapped into this zone here as well now. This usually does hold as a really strong zone for sellers. There's a strong selling point up here. So really just have to see when price gets up to that level once again, are we going to see another massive rejection? Because look, wick is all the way up here, right? And what's a wick? Wick is a destination. That's what the wick is. Wicks become destinations now for us. Look at your 4 hour, it's retracing all the way back up as well. There was not enough momentum in the market to even form a bottom wick, so I would not be looking for sells just yet. Again, look at your minute time frame. You are still within this consolidation. Are we seeing any sort of massive engulfing bullish candles or bearish candles? Nothing yet. So now when will we see some sort of momentum kicking in another minute with the new 15-minute open? Let's just see what happens in the next minute now. Let's look at the current 15-minute candle at this point now. Again, seeing some sort of rejection, but it's still bullish. So maybe the next one can kind of like open and start to retrace all the way down, forming a bottom wick as well, forming some sort of sustainable price action. And then after that, we can see the actual move. That can be happening as well. Again, technically, can be grabbing some sort of liquidity to the top side up here and then start to push down, which can be the actual move. So yeah, I'm looking to see what we can capitalize on. I'm just going to lower down my risk now on Magic Keys, lower it down to 0.5% because first trade was taken with 1% risk. So I don't want to risk 1% once again. I'll be lowering it down to 0.5%. Again, this area here, let's see if we can start holding this area as a resistance level. Seriously, man. 77 starts holding as a resistance level. Start breaking below this. Look, now we're coming back to the lows of the range, which is this range that we have. We start breaking below this, start turning this area into some sort of resistance, which we are looking to see if it happens with the new 15-minute open. Look at the 15-minute now. It has that upper wick now. It's technically trying to form a bottom wick, right? So now let's say if it starts breaking below these structure lows, and then from there you see another retest up here and another engulfing bearish candle, I think we can see sales playing out. Honestly, look at the momentum you're starting to see to the downside as well. I'm just gonna see my magic keys, get them ready. Maybe sales might start to play out at this point now. Want to be extra bit careful though, because potentially is forming the bottom wick first, right? And 75 is just down there as well. So I want to be super careful now. Super careful. I would want to see a retest of 75 first, and then after I want to see how price reacts down here, because technically right now it's just forming that bottom wick, so we don't know anything, but we've broken out of this range now to the downside, almost broken out of it. Look, it's retesting the range now, trying to turn into some sort of resistance. So as soon as it starts breaking the lows of the previous candle, we're going to see a nice push at least down to 75. That's for sure. The 77 area is crucial, man. We start trading below this, we're coming all the way down to at least 72, because there is no bottom wick either on the previous 15-minute candle, as you guys can see. So this candle can technically start forming that bottom wick for us now, but we want to see a lot of momentum. That's what we want to see. Still struggling to break this range. You want to see a close below. Don't just want to see wicks. This is a minute time frame. You don't go based off the wicks. You want to see a nice close and retest. Again, a lot of selling pressure up here. Sellers are trying to drive the price down, but they're struggling at the moment. And look at this now, starting to engulf to the top side as well. I want to see a nice engulfing bearish candle, man. Kind of like just starting to close below 75, and then another retest to start taking it down. That's what I want to see. Still struggling to just break out of this range though, so let's see what happens. Got to sit on our hands, but I think now we're going to see another setup showing up, either to the top side or the downside, because this is a crucial area that we're in now. From here, either buyers are going to take control or sellers. I'm a technical trader, even though the fundamentals are suggesting sells can play. I'm a technical trader. I trade based on technical analysis. Obviously, you always want to keep the fundamental analysis in your mind. You don't want to just go into markets blindly with no fundamental knowledge. But if again buy setup does show up, I'm not going to say okay, because the numbers are good, gold's going to drop, I'm only looking for sales. I'll also be executing on another buy position if it does show up. That's for sure, guys. It's just all about being fluid in the market. I've been doing this for a long time, and I know once price does settle down, if it wants to drop, it will drop. If it doesn't want to drop, it's not going to drop. That's gold for you. So simple. You can't marry a bias. Just because the numbers are good, gold will drop. You cannot marry a bias. So core CPI was actually the same as expected, same as forecast. The actual was same as forecast. So again, look at this now, starting to see an engulfing bullish candle at this point now. 15 minutes, let's just see if it has an upper wick. I'm going to take this out. The upper wick is really tiny. So look, now at this point, look at this, right? Right now, it's just forming an upper wick because the upper wick is really tiny after forming a bottom wick first. So now if we start breaking below this again for the second time, confirmation goes up. Like, the probability goes up for sells. That's the thing, because what business does it have breaking the lows once again after forming the lows, right? So if it starts breaking below these lows again, then the probability goes up for sells. And if you start breaking these lows, start turning 75 into some sort of resistance, I think that's a really high probability setup to the downside, because it's got to form this bottom wick as well on the 30 minutes. So a lot of things are lining together. You have liquidity over here as well. You also have liquidity to the downside at this point as well. Let's just see what happens, man. Coming up to the structure highs at this point now on the minute time frame. You saw sellers are saying up here. This is where you got the rejection from. This was the last bit of an area which price rejected. So you want to see how price reacts around this, because again, technically right now we are forming an upper wick on the 15 minutes time frame. And if we start to break the lows of the 15 minutes candle, then again probability goes up for the sells. Sells can play out, but we just have to wait for our confirmations. Right now is setting up. At the moment, again, I don't see any sort of confirmations for sells. Again, for buyers, yeah, the confirmations are there, but I don't want to take a buy setup now. Unless we start forming new higher highs and higher lows. At that point, I'll wait for a pullback to take a buy setup. Until then, just looking for sells at this point, to be completely honest. One of the biggest things which are telling me sells can play out is that there is literally just no bottom wick. So if you can look to capitalize on a sell setup from up here, it will be really safe to say that 1-to-1s will get hit if it wants to come down to form that bottom wick. But again, it's a if, right? It's a if. We're just going to start collecting some clues, and I'll see if we can kind of capitalize on it. But until then, just have to sit on our hands. You got the new 4-hour approaching as well. Just keep that in your mind. So now let's say if we don't see the sell setup playing out in the next 5 minutes, I'm just going to be sitting out. I'm just going to wait for the 4-hour, just going to let it do its thing, and then after that we'll see. But guys, if you guys did capitalize on that buy position with us, you did take it, make sure you guys do drop a like on the YouTube live stream. We're going to look to take another position. Let's see if we can hit 30 likes today. We'll really, really appreciate that. Someone said sell full margin. Should we do that, guys? If everyone says yes, let's do it. Let's do it as a community. Let's drive the price down. I ended up buying too late. Took me 6 seconds to execute the trade. Oh man, lost 30 pips. No way. That's why Magic Keys, guys. Magic Keys, honestly, like quick execution, quick execution. I'm not even sponsored by Magic Keys, but honestly, quick execution is really good, really, really good. Yeah, guys. I mean, we got some people watching. If everyone's got capital there, we can all go full margin. We might be able to move price 1 pip, 1.2 pip if we're lucky. And then everyone jumps up after those 2 pips. Oh man, everyone goes in with 100 lots each. 1-2 pip profit. Let's just jump out straight away. But look at this now, starting to come back up to the structure highs. Again, you're seeing a lot of bullish momentum candles, right? But these are like really, really tiny candles as well. These are not like massive candles, like one massive engulfing bullish candle which engulfed everything to the left. You're not seeing that so far. So from here, as soon as it taps this, either it's going to start breaking this and start turning this into some sort of support to come up to the highs, to potentially form new highs, or you're going to start seeing a massive engulfing bearish candle starting to print out over here. That's going to be your double top being formed, and then at that point you start breaking below these lows. I'm in these cells, honestly. That's a really strong confirmation now for the cells to play out, because again, technically you're just forming the upper wick. But if we start breaking above this now and start forming new highs, then it's not an upper wick, you're just forming new highs. It's so simple, right? And at the moment we are bullish. Our bias is buyers until cells show up. But am I going to take another buy position? No, because my buy position was down there. I secured profits. The runner got stopped out. That's it. Don't need to take another position now. I'm just going to wait for this to play out. Another 8 minutes left as well for the new 4-hour. That's when you're going to see a lot more momentum kick in. If not then you're going to see more momentum kick in at half 2, which is NYSE open. So you got another 2 sessions approaching. Not sessions, another 2 times approaching, if that's what you want to call it. High volatile times, if that makes sense. Okay guys, so again, look at this now. We're just slowly just coming up. You're not seeing any massive candles so far. So at the moment the direction is just undecisive. The direction of the markets is undecisive at the moment for us. Yes, it's bullish. We're forming higher highs and higher lows. In that sense, yeah, we are forming higher highs, higher lows. I understand, but we're momentum traders. So when it comes to momentum, which way the momentum will be is quite undecisive. So now we need to wait for the new 4-hour to open. That's the next part of the equation, which can kind of solve this problem for us. It can tell us which way the momentum will be, and then we can look to trade with momentum. That's what we are. We're momentum traders. We're not intraday traders. We're not swing traders. Or something like this. We need to wait for this to break. This is just messy price action right now. Look, forget about predicting, just look what's right in front of your eyes. It's just this consolidation, this range. We haven't broken out of this range, so that's all I see at the moment. I'm not going to make it complicated, just keep it simple. Got the new 4-hour approaching in the next 6 minutes, and then hopefully we either start breaking above this and start turning this area into some sort of support. Then what's stopping us from coming all the way up to the daily highs and basically start breaking the daily highs and start coming up to the previous daily highs, right? Because that again becomes a destination. But when we are using the previous daily highs as a destination, we do need to start marking out our rejection areas as well. This will be one of our rejection areas. From there, expecting a pullback. Again, what makes it a pullback, as long as it doesn't break the lows of the structure, is just a pullback. And also it depends how volatile the pullback is. So this will be first bit of rejection area. If we do start breaking up and we are again looking to capitalize on a buy position, which can most definitely work out, this could be your first pullback area. After that, I think 86 should be clean traffic up to 86. Honestly, 86 can be hit, and then after 86, previous daily highs are obviously the target, and which is also your, I think, where are your weekly highs? Your weekly highs are all the way up there, right? Yeah, 93. So there you go. So if your weekly starts to flip, then what's stopping us from coming up to the weekly highs as well? It's the last day. It's the last day of the week. So week's got to do something, right? So either the week's going to start rejecting now and start flipping and start going bullish, or you're going to see the sales playing out because it's the last day of the week as well. So the weekly's got to close somehow. Let's just see what happens. I think with the new 4-hour, we can most definitely capitalize on another position. But again, as I said, I'm gonna just wait and see if my confirmation shows up. If it shows up, then amazing. Otherwise, I've taken one trade. I don't need to take another trade. I understand that I don't want to risk any more money. It's a Friday, one winning trade, more than enough. I understand that. I'm not looking for another setup, but I'm just looking to see if I can see a confirmation that I'm looking for. That's my confirmation. If that shows up, then I'm willing to risk some more money because I've seen that confirmation play out many times. That's all it is. It will be a really, really high probability setup if I was to execute on another setup, if that makes sense. Look at this now. We're about to break the highs once again. See, the fundamental factors are screaming sells, but look, buyers are still working out. Unfortunately, our runner just got wicked out. That's all it was. This is coming all the way back up to the highs now. So now if you start breaking above these highs, at that point you're forming new highs, and then this is becoming higher highs and higher lows. At that point you're not expecting the 15-minute to be forming an upper wick, because the upper wick should have been done by now and you should have started to break the bottom wick. So what is done is form the bottom wick and it's coming up to form new highs at this point now, and you're about to break the structure highs over here. But look at these candles over here. Really, really tiny candles. Honestly, I would not be having any sort of FOMO right now. Again, we're momentum traders, not seeing any sort of engulfing candles. So still the directions are unclear which way the momentum will be, because if we start breaking above this, then you can see some buy orders being executed and then some momentum kick in, and then after that we can see with the new 4-hour open, maybe expect that pullback, the bottom wick to be formed, and then from with the 4-hour we can look for a buy position, if that makes sense. Okay, look, we're breaking the highs at this point now. We're forming new highs. So at this point now, this candle should start turning into a rocket ship of a candle, a massive explosive push to the top side, because some buy orders will start to execute now. There you go. These are your buy orders being executed. There you go. Massive engulfing bullish candle, which I said will start to happen now. So look, with the new 4-hour open approaching, we can potentially expect some sort of pullbacks, and then from there, again, look to capitalize on a buy position. Look at this now. Again, buyers playing out lovely, everything working out amazingly. Unfortunately, my runner got stopped out. Otherwise, my runner would have been doing a lot of damage now. A lot of damage. I would have been up, I think, 60-70 pips minimum. 1783.2 for sales. Caught over 40 pips done for the day. Amazing, Adam Shake. Yeah, 1783.2 for sales. 83. You're looking for 83 for sales? Yeah, it could work out. It could work out. I mean, yeah, it could work out. But again, I'm not looking for sales anymore. Again, as I said, sales would have worked out. If sales did want to play out, they would have worked out. I'm not going to marry a bias of just looking for sales because the, numbers are good. As I said, we're really fluid in the market, but sales can play out as well. So I'm keeping my mind open. I'm being fluid in the markets. Another minute left for the new 4-hour to open now. Let's see. Can probably see a bottom wick being formed and a lot of momentum to the downside. If you're like a cowboy, you know what you can do. Like I used to do this. I'll just wait for the new 4-hour to open. If gold is at all-time high, I'll just take a little scalp position of a quick scalp, and I'll start selling, and then just aim for that 1-to-1 and take it out when it's forming that bottom wick. That's a cowboy position right there. We used to do that back then, but now we've come a long way now. We're professional traders. We just wait for those, confirmations. All of the confirmations got to be there. No cowboy positions. But those cowboy positions, they used to work out really nicely as well. I can't lie to you. Literally used to have like 6 pips stop loss, and like literally straight away you'll see like, 20-30 pips, and then you're way past your 1-to-1s as well. And at this point you're just sitting at 1-to-2, 1-to-3, R2R. There you go. This is your new 4-hour open now. Again, you are approaching 86 as well, so maybe it needs to hit 86 from there, see some sort of a pullback. Again, there is no bottom wick as well, so you gotta understand 86 to 87 can be that pullback area for the new 4-hour open. From there you can see the bottom wick starting to form. This should have a lot of momentum now. Should just let it go. Honestly, should just let it go. There should be no FOMO. We had a buy position all the way from down there, and this is just that buy position working out. Got wicked out on the runner. That's just part of the game as well. But this should give you a lot of like happiness that you actually called this out. I told you this is gonna turn into that classic fake out move. Like literally didn't even break the laws of the previous candle. I told you this 4 hours just gonna engulf everything to the left, the whole structure, and look, it played out. Told you guys this is gonna turn into that classic fake out move, and it did. So now looking at this 4 hour candle is attempting to form a bottom wick, right? So now you got to start marking out those zones. Okay, potentially can reject from here. If it doesn't reject from there, it can reject from up here. If it doesn't, then we're just pushing up without a bottom wick. You also don't want to marry the idea that price has to come down to form a bottom wick. Look at this, there is no bottom wick there. Same thing can be happening again. But again, gold is at all-time highs right now on this structure, on the intraday time frame as well. So I want to be super careful. Well, look at this rocket ship of a candle. As soon as you broke above highs, more buy orders got executed. You had a lot of buy stops here, stop losses got hit, and look at this, another 40-50 pips up. And yeah, this is exactly everything's playing out to the T. What we expected for CPI. It's working out really nicely now. This is the next bit of rejection area we are approaching. From here we can start to reject. Well, honestly, we start turning this into some sort of support now. We're just going up. We're not coming down anymore. So simple. We start breaking above this. This is when you're going to get a lot of liquidity, and now gold's going to start pushing up really nicely, guys. Let's just see how this, if this starts to close, this is pushing up all the way to 93 now. All the way up to 93. This is crazy amount of liquidity now. Honestly, this candle here now becomes crucial. If it closes above, then this is just pushing up now. But now you can also see massive sell position starting to you know, play out as well. Honestly, this is crazy amount of liquidity we're grabbing at this point now. Okay, now I really want to see if the sells can play out over here. Honestly, if we start turning this area into some sort of resistance after grabbing all of this liquidity, this whole move can be corrected as well. That's what I'm thinking now. This whole move to the top side can be corrected. A lot of liquidity in the market. Let's see how this candle closes. It needs to close below 87. 88 actually. It needs to close below 88. I'm going to mark down my MetaTrader 4 as well. Otherwise, yeah, as I said, the buyers are just going to start playing out. Okay, it's going back up to 88. It's retesting 88. The previous candle didn't even have any sort of momentum either, to be honest. Look at this. So this becomes your pullback now. You start breaking above these highs at this point now, you're just coming up to 93. So simple. When you start turning this into some sort of resistance, start breaking the lows of the previous candle, I think we can see sales starting to play out from here, honestly. I want to turn my magic keys on as well. Honestly, a nice engulfing bearish candle at this point. Right now, there is a lot of momentum to the top side. You're seeing a lot of rejections as well. But man, this might just be it, honestly. It's forming new lows at this point now. But you want to see a nice engulfing bearish candle at this point though. Starting to engulf at least 2 candles to the left. See this? It's just one tiny candle at the moment. You want to see a lot of momentum kick in at this point now if the sells are going to play out. Like a lot of momentum. Like this candle just starts to engulf everything to the left. Then I can safely assume the sells can play out. Until then, it's just a pullback. Start breaking above these highs or going up. If you see an engulfing bullish candle starting to print at this point now. Another minute left as well for the new 5-minute to open. With the new 5-minute open, you can probably see some more momentum kick in. With the new minute open coming. And then from here, if the sells are going to play out, they're going to play out from here. You have liquidity in the market. There's again a lot of liquidity in the market. Cool. Still chilling below 88. This is when you can see momentum kick into the downside. I'm going to mark out this next zone as well for extra bit of confluence, which is 85.16. This is the new 5-minute open. Let's see where the momentum is. Honestly, you start breaking below 85.29. Again, really tiny candles, but a lot of rejection from the top side. That's what I'm seeing. And these are big candles as well, and they're not tiny candles actually. Big candles, massive candles. This is your new 5-minute open at this point now. It's potentially forming an upper wick. So let's see how it reacts at this point now. Previous one closed with a little bit of a rejection from the top side. So this one now should start forming the upper wick, at least up to 88, and then from there start to reject and start forming a new low. Let's just see now. Oh, there we go. Oof, that momentum to the downside is insane now. 85.29. Can we start chilling below 85.29, start turning that into resistance, and then see a massive bearish candle? Could see that potentially. Do you know what? I want to see how it plays out now. Yeah, I want to see how it holds. If it holds below 85.29 and starts to turn that area into some sort of resistance, can see some sales playing out from here. Can really see sales playing out from here. Starting to form new lows. Is this 85.29 level turning it into some sort of resistance? Breaking down. Again. Let's see how the next candle opens at this point as well. Can really see some sales playing out from here in my opinion. Look at the way the next candle is opening now. Is trying to push up, and let's just see what happens. Do you know what? I might look to take a tiny position over here soon. Let's wait for it though. Okay, this one's trying to push up at this point. Now you want to see a lot of momentum that it starts to flip and starts forming new lows. Do you know what? If it starts pushing down a little bit more, I'm going to look to take a sell position here. A little tiny position, but it needs to start breaking below here now. Let's just see. If it does that, I might look to capitalize on a low sell position here. Magic keys are open. Open kill again. Okay, cool. See again, this area here is crucial. You can see buys playing out from here. So I want to see this area here being turned into some sort of resistance for the sells to play out. Really simple. Because if the sells are going to play out, you have liquidity in the market now. I think, you know what, you start breaking below this with momentum, I'm going to take one position now. A tiny position though. Let's see what sort of momentum there is in the markets as well. You should start breaking. Again, you see this 85.29 area should hold as resistance. And then you should start breaking below these lows, the candle lows. And then hopefully the next 2 minutes can give you that last bit of push to the downside. Look, it's trying to push down. Let's see how it reacts around this level now. It's coming down, it's coming down, it's coming down. Okay, there we go, coming down to the lows. Let's see how it plays around here now. Explosive push to the downside, or still not? Give me the explosive push to the downside. It's just chilling over here, man. It's just chilling at the moment. Again, rejecting from the downside, still rejecting. You're seeing rejections from the downside. You want to see clean break to the downside. A very nice candle being printed out at this point now. Otherwise, it's just going to push up. As soon as you see some momentum kick in, it's just going to push up. Because when gold wants to sink, nothing can stop it. It's so simple. Turns into, you know, Titanic. It will start sinking. Trust me. And right now it's quite bullish, so it becomes a bit tricky to just capitalize on a sell position based off this. But I think with the new forever open, we can come down a little bit at least to just, again, it might just form the bottom wick and then from there start to push up. So it becomes really tricky. That's the thing. Really tricky as well. Yeah, it's really tricky. Honestly, really tricky. This is the new 5-minute open now. It's forming the upper wick. Let's see if we start breaking below the 5-minute lows. At that point, it can push down to 83, 82, and then from there start to push up as well. So you want to be extra bit careful. But I think we start breaking below these structure lows. We can see a nice push. These structure lows are 83. But honestly, the way this is just holding now, yeah, it's just holding too much. The way it's just holding. As soon as it starts to flip, I want to see how it reacts. As soon as it flips, then I want to see if there is still momentum to the downside. But right now, it's just struggling to go down. Struggling to go down. Yeah, it's just a struggle right now, guys. Look, it's struggling to even form a bottom wick. How can the sales play out? You want to see a nice engulfing bearish candle being printed out, then yeah, sales can play out in my opinion from this level here. But you want to see some more momentum kick in, hopefully in the next 4 minutes as well. I might look to take a tiny position down here as soon as it starts to flip. Just kind of like expect to capitalize on that. Okay, let's see how it plays out here now. If I see a lot of momentum, I'm going to take a tiny position here. I'm not going to put the stop loss above the highs. I'm just going to put it above these structure highs. The zone highs, not the structure highs, my bad. Previous structure highs, actually. It's just chilling. Again, just struggling to flip. But it's still trying to flip as well. That's the thing. So it is trying to flip as well. And you're not seeing any sort of momentum candles even to the top side. And it's pushed up so much. Some correction is expected. There is no bottom wick on this candle, no bottom wick on the previous candle. Literally have a lot of liquidity in the market at this point as well. I can see us coming down a little bit though. That's for sure. Maybe in the next 3 minutes we can start to come down a little bit with the new 15-minute open. Either it's going to start pushing up or start coming down a little bit. Okay, there we go. It's attempting to form new lows. Again, the structure lows have not been violated just yet. Structure lows are actually all the way at 1783.02. It has a tiny bit of a bottom wick at this point as well. So I won't be surprised if I see a massive engulfing bullish candle at this point, because it has a tiny bit of a bottom wick on the 30 minutes. It's trying to push down though, that's for sure. Another 2 minutes left now for the new 15-minute to open. From here, if I see a nice engulfing bearish candle, I'll be a happy man. So then I'm looking for those positions. And I think otherwise it's just going to be one of those days. It's just going to go up to 93. It's just going to take its time. It's going to pull back a lot and go up, pull back a lot, go up. Yeah, most probably just going to be one of those days if the sales don't play out from here. They're probably going to play out later, obviously, but it's going to be too late into the session. 85.29 should hold. As long as we're chilling below 85.29, we should be good to go down. See again, rejecting twice now. 2 rejections are being formed up here. Some sort of double top formation here. So you want to see these highs at least being respected up here. Start breaking above these highs now after forming that bottom wick. We're just going back up. Yeah, this area here, I want to see this being respected. And then from here, massive bearish momentum to the downside. And start breaking below these structure lows, that's more probability to the downside. So what I'm going to do is, if it starts to flip now, starts breaking below this, I might take one tiny position and then obviously just wait and see how it plays out. Again, trying to break down, still haven't broken the lows, it's struggling. Another minute left for the new 15-minute to open. Have to wait for that. If it starts breaking below these 15-minute lows, look at the previous candle. Start chilling below 83, you got this clean traffic all the way to the downside. Keep that in your mind, guys. Clean traffic all the way to the downside. This is the new 15-minute open now. First it needs to form the wicks and then after give us the actual move. Struggling to break down, struggling to even form a bottom wick below the previous lows. Still haven't broken the lows just yet, but look at all the candles. We haven't broken any sort of lows. So if we start breaking the lows, this is the first time we're breaking lows when it comes to candles. So it might be very explosive if we start breaking the lows. Again, you wanna see at least like 5-6 pips, like at least like a couple pips, not just like this tiny break. You wanna see price push down and it's like down to, you know, this level, 83. Okay, let's see how it holds now. And let's see how the next candle opens as well. I'm honestly looking to just take a trade here, over here now, somewhere. Okay, the next one's open now. It's going up, going up, going up. Let's see if the highs get respected and it's still... You know what? I'm going to take one tiny position here, actually. Starts breaking its own lows again. Technically, it's forming that bottom wick, but it makes sense. Trust me, it makes sense for me. So I'm going to take a position, but it's risky, though. So, yeah, I'm in this position, man. I'm aiming for this one position. I'm going to just secure like 90% at this point. Let's see if it plays out. Oh man, the drop was insane. Oh, this drop was insane. Look at this, 20 pips up. Wasn't expecting this, to be honest. I've made it risk free as well, so I can't take a loss basically. I made it risk free like straight away. So man, see that as soon as do you know what, it can still flip, but the worst that's gonna happen is break even. I'm comfy now. The worst that can happen now is break even, or I'll just secure 90% at 1-to-1 if it gives me the 1-to-1. Otherwise, the worst that can happen is break even. So I'm happy now. See, I was expecting something like this to happen. Again, I was telling you guys, if it breaks the lows, none of the candles have broken any lows. Something will happen, and this is exactly what was meant to happen. It's happened now, and so now if it hits my TP, that's all good. If it doesn't, it is what it is. It's just, it is what it is. I mean, I'm willing to accept a break-even trade as well. No biggie, no biggie. Okay, let's see what happens at this point. Again, technically just is forming that bottom wick and can start pushing up. If it starts trading above 82.64, starts turning that into some sort of support, then you can see this just is technically the bottom wick to start pushing up. Headed out to doctor, but we'll be listening. Amazing. Guys, make sure you guys do drop a like on the YouTube live stream though. As you guys can see, this is literally like all transparency, man. All transparency. Took the buys earlier, now in this sell position. If it stops me, I break even. Again, a winning day for me. I don't really care, to be honest. If it stops me, I break even. Waited for my confirmation, executed on it. The 1-to-1s got to get hit. Otherwise, it is what it is. Stop losses were up there. But it seems like most likely I will get stopped out if we start chilling above. You see this 83.02, I want this to turn into some sort of resistance. Oh, okay, yeah, something like that. This area here turn into some sort of resistance. Amazing. Start breaking below these lows again now. Can we start breaking below these lows now? See the way the momentum starting to kick into the downside. I don't know. I have a feeling something can happen. If we start holding 83.02, 83.02 is a crucial area. We start breaking above this though, I'm probably going to get stopped out, most probably. Let's see how it plays out. I might just secure some profits we start breaking above that, honestly. Secure something at least. This area here, I want this area to hold, honestly. This 83.02 area is crucial. If we turn this into support, we're going all the way back up. And I can get stopped out. Okay. Do you know what? I'm gonna just take out some profits here now, and I'm gonna just secure everything at 1-to-1 now. If it goes to 1-to-1, I might just secure 100%, but I'll just secure some profits just in case it stops me out at break even. It's always good to secure something, right? Why not? Why not? Why not? Because right now I'm so close to getting stopped out at break even, so why not just secure something? Even though it hasn't closed above this, gold is really volatile. I don't know if it's gonna end up going up. Look at this again, respecting 83.02. So I think he's just waiting for the momentum to kick in. It was because of the new 5-minute open, he just formed the upper wick. And now as soon as it starts breaking 81.75, we're coming down. Otherwise, you guys gotta understand, we are quite bullish right now. This sort of market conditions, you're gonna see a lot of pullbacks, goes up, pullback, goes up, pullback, goes up. But chilling at 20 pips right now, profits. Make sure you guys do drop a like on the YouTube live stream though. I wanna see 30 likes today. That'll make me really happy, guys. So look, again, still haven't broken above the highs, still kind of like chilling within this consolidation. So either way it breaks, I think either if it breaks to the top side, it's going to stop me out. But if it breaks to the downside, I think it can play out, the sells can play out. And I'm just going to take out everything at 100% because it is a Friday, can't be us holding. Even though this is a really, really high, potentially really high probability move, and it can give you 100 pips to the downside as well. I can't be asked, honestly, guys. I'll be completely honest. It's a Friday. Just want to get this over and done with because I've got another project after this as well. By the way, today there is this crypto coin that's dropping. This crypto is called crypto token is called Meta V Pad. Around 3 o'clock GMT is gonna go live on PancakeSwap and all the exchanges. So, you know, make sure you guys look out for that, man. It can 100x even if you just put like, again, this is not financial advice. Let me just say that again and again and again. This is not financial advice. Just in case someone's thinking this is financial advice. This is me just giving you guys my opinion and just telling you guys what I'm looking for. This token is dropping, is called Meta V Pad. Basically what Meta V Pad is, like, you know how for Metaverse, where all the projects are going to be launched, you need, like, you know, launch pads. So this is actually a launch pad launching soon, if you guys know about Meta V Pad. What is the symbol for the coin? It's not out on the markets right now. Right now the IDOs are going on, so people are, like, you know, participating in IDOs. But I think the IDOs are going to close around like 2ish, and then the 3 o'clock is gonna go live. It's called Meta. I think it's called Meta, META. That's the symbol for it. It's gonna be called Meta. If you guys message me on Insta later, I'll let you know exactly what the coin is called, because it's about to go live in literally about another you know, more than half an hour left, but still it's gonna go live soon.
Good day, yeah.
Say that again, my brother.
Good day, yeah.
It's called Meta V Pad. Should I
No,
type it?
I'm just saying about the day, trading day.
Say that again.
The trading day is a good day.
Oh yeah, good day. 2 wins, guys. 2 for 2. Obviously, again, secured profits here, so that's a winning trade as well. Hasn't hit the main TP because it's such a massive TP. It can still hit the main TP, but again, maybe in the next 7 minutes we can see something like that playing out. But we've secured profits, man. As long as you secure profits, you're good. You know, there is nothing bad about securing profits. But guys, honestly, look, again, you see, like, the way we trade is so powerful. You saw us like capitalizing on a buy position first, and now even a little sell position worked out. We're up more than 20 pips. For some people, that's amazing. Amazing. If you're up like more than literally, and yeah, there we go. It's coming back up now. Just gonna let this play out, see what it does. If it stops me out, then it is what it is. Look at the way the 15 minute is starting to reject at this point. Also, see how it was so wise of me to just like secure profits and just make it risk free, like ASAP. But I can't lie to you guys, this here, I was not even expecting this drop to be that explosive, like literally, because basically what happened was the candles were looking so, they were glitching out every second. So literally it was stuck, and then I saw this whole drop. I was like, oh snap. Usually on MetaTrader 5 it's really smooth. This is the MetaTrader 4 now. So you guys can see like the way candles are, it's just not as smooth as MetaTrader 5 basically. But yeah, make sure you guys do follow up with Insta. So guys, I've been stopped down now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Honestly, I'm going to call it a day now. As I said, I'm going to go see if I can invest in my other projects now. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys have a lovely weekend. Man, we killed it this whole week, guys. I don't think we had a losing day this whole week. Amazing week. During this month of December, we literally just had 2 winning trades right here. Wow. So make sure you guys do show some love. Drop a like on the YouTube live chat. If you guys can, share this with your friends. I'm going to be bringing a lot of special guests hopefully soon. Got a lot of big things coming up, guys. A lot of big things coming up. Trust me, I have a really nice vision for this whole community. You know, everything's coming along really nicely. But everyone have a lovely, lovely weekend, man. And we'll catch up with you guys next week.